Hi, beautiful soul family. Um, I've come to give a message. I sat in my tarot room this morning and two cards fell from my wall. The message is always remember life is like a book. Some chapters will break you, some will make you smile, and some will change you forever. But every page, good or bad, is part of the story that makes you who you are. So don't close the book too soon. Your best chapter is yet to come. And the other one is I am grateful for who I have been and who I am becoming. I give love and gratitude to myself how far we have come. So another one, the sound frequency that I've been asked to play today is at 852 hertz. So hopefully that resonates and helps someone, because this puts you back into alignment, helps you come back into your soul tribe. Maybe you're wanting to call in new friendships, new partnerships. Like I say, because what unexpected thing wants to bloom within you. I think that a lot of us at the moment are going through when things are unclear, especially when they're unclear. Especially when they do feel unclear. I trust that I'm always being led from within. So I'm hearing that you're ready for love again, ready for new friendships. You're starting to feel fulfilled within yourself. You're starting to just take each day as it comes. You're starting to feel creative again. So because you're in that frequency, a new start's being given. So, you now are getting fresh emotions, you're being divinely guided, and you're protected in this space. I think that's because you're choosing yourself. Because a lot of us, we look on the outside of who we want to become, or want to be like this person, want to be like that person. But at the moment, you're in that frequency of, I'm very happy in who I am becoming, who I am today. And so they want me to just let you know that you are divinely protected and you have got a lot coming in. Another message is that I have been getting recently is to say that I am the type of person who, fill in the gap for that for you. I am the type of person who, um, you know, and yeah, that is attracting the frequency of, you are the type of person, and your soul already knows what path to take. And I think a lot of us, we dwell on what is it that we want to be, and we don't find, and we feel confused. But if they're saying at the moment you are getting nudged with certain things, you are seeing, maybe you've been sat thinking, oh, I would love to do this again. They're wanting you to do it. They're saying this is the perfect time. And yeah, so like I say, it's the perfect time. So what feels right to you today? They're wanting you to call in your higher self, source, the universe. Like, I call in Holy Spirit, all the angels every day, my ancestors. And I sit and I do some breathing before I do these videos. And like I said, these two cards fell down. So they want you to always remember that life is changing, it's forever changing. We're in a circle, and when we're going around and around, and sometimes we come back to certain things that we've had already on our path, and it's to see where are we, where are we at, have we evolved past the doubt, have we gained clarity in certain things that we're needing to let go of, and to be thankful that to be grateful for who we've been and how far that we've come. Give love and gratitude for yourself, because you've come a long way. And they want you to be very proud of that. So let's see what messages they want to bring in today. Because I know that was the main one. Because like I say, as soon as I come and sat in, my cards fell down. And they said, yeah. So, like I said, frequency of healing sound is 852. That attracts your soul tribe. What can I burn? Burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Yeah, because like I say, this was the main message. Always remember that life is like a book. Some chapters will break you, some will make you smile, and some will change you forever. But every page, good or bad, is part of the story that makes you who you are. So don't close the book too soon. Your best chapter is yet to come. So yeah. So that is that is the main message. Like I say, I got that massively. As I sat down, that is what they're wanting you to see. What am I looking for outside myself that is already within me? Are you looking for more guidance, confidence, peace, wisdom, love, or something else? When we search outside ourselves, we can become overwhelmed, frustrated, and never feel quite good enough. It's time to go inward to find everything you seek. All the answers you need lie within. Breathe in your favourite essential oil. Inhale deeply into your belly. Drop your shoulders and spend some time hanging out with your soul today. Ask for what you need and be ready for the answers. So, yeah, this is about you now, like taking that step, because you've already got all the answers within. You've probably already been getting the nudges, you know, and they want you to really take note of that, because that's you've been asking a lot of questions. You've been asking why to a lot of things, and this is what they want you to know. We'll get one more. Because your best chapter is yet to come. What am I grateful for right now? See again, this is again, I am grateful for who I have been, who I am becoming, and I give love and gratitude to myself for how far I've come. So they're really emphasising on the you rewriting your story, you understanding that each page has been for you to have love and gratitude for yourself, because you have come really far and you've done really, really well. Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. The universal law of attraction says that we attract into our lives that on which we are focused. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and think of 3 things for which you are grateful for today. Notice the abundance growing within you. So yeah, like I said, this is you rewriting your story now. This is you getting excited again for, what's yet to come, your next chapter. There is always going to be ups and downs. There is always going to be that where, when's my break? But that's when you decide when your next break is. I think sometimes that we sit and we dwell so much in what's gone that we forget to be in the present moment, which every moment is a gift. That we get worried that we're going to make the same mistakes. But what they really want you to emphasise on is the fact of, each chapter has built you to be where you are today for your story right now. This is your next chapter. The answers you need are coming. Yeah. Because when you sit there and you focus on yourself, breathe deeply into your belly. I like to put my hand on my heart and my hand on my tummy. And I feel, the gratitude of what's to come. Because I know that, there is no constant downs without some ups. Sometimes we breathe and we think, yeah, because you are good enough, meditate and contemplate. Meditation is whatever meditation means to you. Everybody has their own ways of meditation. It could be going for a walk in the park. going for a walk through trees, sitting, breathing, doing yoga. I mean, whatever it is to you. Like I say, I like to sit in my tarot room, and I like to just breathe, ask for guidance, and just allow whatever to come up to come up. Most people, some people do where they literally have to silence the mind and not focus on anything, and but I find that to sit there and try and not have thoughts come up, for me, it doesn't work, because I have a constant of messages coming through at all times. I become the observer of what thoughts and what I'm thinking, because that way I have a better understanding of myself, and I can, understand why certain thoughts come up, and then I can lovingly allow them to pass, and then a new thought will come, and a new thought will come, and so on and so forth. And it's just about being present with yourself. We're so busy in everyday life that we don't give ourselves that time to become the observer of our thoughts. And the more and more you do that, the more and more it'll become easier, and then you'll start to understand who you are. And I think that's what it is. It's about being with yourself, truly being with yourself. So you can put pen to paper to write what it is that you need to write. I write notes all day because I get so many messages, and if I don't write them down, I will forget them. And I'll sit there trying to focus on what the message was, and it's just not going to come to me, because I'm focusing on trying to get that message to come through when other messages are coming through. So then I'm not mindful about the certain ones. So I just allow myself to just be with the thoughts. And then I will find that I come back to that thought again. But I do find that writing everything down, I have notes everywhere, all over my walls. I have big books full, like I say, I've been doing this for years, and it took a long time for me to start learning to write them down. And Divine was saying to me, write them. Write your thoughts down all the time, because then you can see what that thought is. And then, you start to see a pattern of the same thoughts. And then you can ask yourself, why was that thought there? Do I need to write this? Does it need to become a book that I write? A song, maybe, poems? Whatever that means to you. Everybody's creative in their own ways. It's not about being like anybody else. It's been about perfectly being about you. It's about you finding you, because you're the you in universe. You are the centre of your universe, So you are good enough, and the answers are coming. Like I say, it's time to, just take time for you, whether that's just a few minutes a day. This message is coming through quite a lot. Because like I said, we do get so focused on, I have shuffled all my cards. It saves time. So let's see what else they want you to know. Thank you. Yeah, this is about you having new adventures. This is about you finding you. This is about you having your magic wand. This is about you putting out to the universe who you are now. Because we find that we're so trapped in the past most of the time that we keep replaying the same story. But they're saying to you now, what are you grateful for? What experience have you gone through that's taught you a certain experience? Like I say, we're all different, so what was right for me is not necessarily right for yourself. But it could be that you've learned patience, or that you're learning patience. That you've learned also that some forms of anger is also protection. It's been your mechanism to guard yourself. And you've started to manage that and understand that in a huge way. That saying new beginnings are definitely coming in, because your next chapter's going to start. You make that choice. The past no longer defines you, because the past has had you feeling so depleted, and they've had you carrying so much, whether that being yourself or whether that being another, whether that being situations that have gone on in your life. You know, it's made you feel tired. And it's okay to, you know, to put the baggage down now. It's okay to find who you need to be. Because you're now, you know, you're starting to speak your truth. You're starting to go forward, you know. You will start to leave behind the negative thoughts and find your positive thoughts. You know, what's served you before, you know, to find what's new for you again, because you're weaving your new story. You know, you are starting to see how truly beautiful that you are. You know, and the fairies are going to be working with you. You know, your Holy Spirit, your ancestors, holy angels. You know, ask them to come in and guide you. Ask them to help you relieve the load. You know, because you've had somebody, sorry, I do apologise. You've had somebody who's, you know, being above you, whether that be yourself or whether that be another, has been there to, you know, stop you doing what you was meant to do and keep you trapped in this negative space. And they want you to see now that you are leaving all that behind now, and you are starting to have faith and trust in the universe again and yourself. You know, you're going to start speaking your truth. And when you start speaking your truth, you know, you're going to find balance. And then when you start speaking your truth, you know, the ones who are meant to listen are going to come and listen to you, because you have wisdom with everything that you've learned. You can now help others heal. You know, you're holding the light now for others to see, because you are the one that's going to be here to help others, to guide others along their journey. You know, so start pondering. Start wondering who it is that you want to become. You know, whether that is just staring out of a window or going for a walk in nature, you know, or, you know, doing whatever it is that you find peace. Because like I said, we all have different ways of finding that peace. But your next chapter, you know, you're not in that state, or you're coming out of that state now. You know, you can now put down the burdens because they have passed. And it is time to move forward now and get clear on what it is that you're wanting to create. Because you are the you in universe. And I think that when we've had this, you know, father figure, person, male, female, it doesn't matter which way, because we're all masculine and feminine. And I think that sometimes that we can be so chastised about things that have gone on in the past that we believe that that's going to be our future, and it is really not. And like I said, now that they're wanting you to speak your truth and be clear on what it is that you now want to bring in. Because whatever you're deciding now will come in. Because you have the key. You are the key. So what is it that you want to bring forward? Because you are good enough. They want you to play. They don't want you to be so serious. This is number 6. So we've got 6, 10, 1. Well, we've got 2 10s, sorry. We've got 2 6s. We've got 2 1s. There could be birthdays, significant dates in your life, or there could be days coming up, or days that have gone in the past. I'm seeing definitely summertime. The summers where, you know, you're going to get your vitality back. Where you are gonna, that is when, you know, you're gonna want to play. Thank you. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So I think sometimes that we've got that much coming at us, there's so many people that are wanting things from us, or maybe that's ourselves, you know, take that as that resonates. I think that we find that, you know, a lot of people want a lot of us, and there's not enough of us left to go around the day, you know. And I think that we find that, you know, we don't get enough time to do the things that we need to do. But they are really emphasising that when you put those boundaries down and you say, hang on a minute, you know, this is not working for me, you know, I need at least this 10 minutes to an hour to myself, you know, and take that time to breathe. Yeah, because they want you to dance with life again. Because they want you to play. And that's number 18, which adds to a 9. You know, so these like I said, these could be birthdays. These could be your power numbers. Take that as that resonates. But they really, really, really are emphasising now. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Sorry, they just asked me to pick that back up then and do the bottom of the deck. So yeah, you're rising now within yourself. You know, you are the pillar of light. You have got a lot of wisdom within yourself. You know, tune into the portal of your heart, what lights you up. Yeah, because this is where they're saying now that you are, you know, on this path now where you get to choose from everything that you've been through, from everything that you've learned, from things yet to learn. You know, this is your story now. There's no more of being overwhelmed. Because now you've got a better understanding of why it's there. You know, and to speak your truth is massive right now. You know, because they're saying that we often don't speak our truth, and that hurts ourselves. Each time that we don't speak the truth, each time we don't say no when we want to say no, you know, or saying yes when we want to say yes, it stops us having that trust within ourselves, and then we do feel like we're burdened, you know, where it does feel like we're carrying too much for others, and we do start to chastise ourselves. But they're saying that was your old story. That's what you. Yeah, this has been your resting time. This has been where you have been going into the void. You know, not sure what's happening. It's been quiet. It's been, you know, where you've been evaluating a lot of things. You know, this has been where you've been resting, learning patience, you know, and you've been having secret beginnings. This is within your mind. You know, this has been where you have been working on yourself without others knowing that you've been doing that. This has been you coming to conclusions for yourself that you are finding true peace now. Like I say, it's the saying no when you want to say no. And that's not a bad thing, that's a great thing, because sometimes, like I say, we take on too much and we become overburdened. But now you've been working on yourself. Yeah, it's about to happen. Keep going. You're the bud. You know, you're opening up. You're starting to see yourself for who it is that you truly are. Number 6 again. We've got codes of the seeds, the blueprints is within you. Take the next step. So this has been you coming out of the void. This has been you taking yourself into the void. This has been you because you're birthing anew. You're becoming anew. It's like you have a new lease of life again. You know, this is about you finding balance. This is about you finding your peace and where you choose, you know, this is about you loving yourself, mothering yourself, inspiring yourself. This has been about you taking that step and knowing now that you can do that and it's okay. Because either way, people are going to talk, people are going to say things. So this is about you finding what you need to do now. This is about you finding that peace. This is about you understanding who you are. Yeah, because you've been in hermit mode. Divine called you into hermit mode for you to see who you are. This is number 9. They want me to read that, okay. So this has been where you have been finding your true solace, your true peace. This has been where you now have been going in there and deciding, that I don't want to do this anymore. This is not who I am. You are the key. You hold the key to your destiny. And so many times we've given it away to other people, wanting love from others, wanting whatever it is to you, you've been wanting from the outside. And what Divine's been wanting you to do is reclaim it from the inside. Go within. Who are you? What do you want? Where do you want to be? How has all this taught you to be kinder to yourself, to find your light? Because you are coming into a destined path of being the oracle. You are God's oracle. You are the one here to set people free, because healed people heal people. It's okay. So you've been in time out, yeah? Sometimes it's necessary to take time out for regrouping and introspection. This is a temporary experience, but one necessary for my growth. When I step back, I retreat, regroup, and renew. I have a clear perspective on everything in my life. Sometimes it's necessary to take time out to be regrouping and introspection. This is a temporary experience, but one necessary for my growth. When I step back, retreat, regroup, and renew, I have a clear perspective on everything in my life. So this has been, again, like I said, this has been for you to go within and for you to see who you truly want to become, who you are wanting, who you was always wanting to be. But life got so much, we took on everybody else's hurts, pains. Because I find that whoever you settle with, you become. And whoever you lay down with, you take on their traumas, their relationships, and, it can take quite some time for you to come out of that once you've released all that. But like I say, they're wanting you now to be pondering on, you're on a new frequency now. It's not about you seeing that, that the cups have spilled over anymore. This is about you wanting to fill those cups again, to see that the cups have always been full, to see that you are divinely guided at all times. What message on spirit or the angels wants to come through? Can I get a clear, precise message, please? Thank you. So we have focus on your mindset and what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought pattern so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. So again, yeah, this has been, like I said, that, we've been believing a certain mindset. And they're wanting you to see now that that was your purpose at the time, for you to go through all this healing, for you to choose you, for you to understand you on a deeper level. Learn to ride the waves of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy? Fighting against it, don't do that to yourself. So they want you to be calm and just be yourself. And like I said too, be calm. Stare out the window. Stare at some trees. And all your thoughts are going to come to you. Like I said, they're saying that you are good enough and the answers that you need are coming. Taking that time for yourself is so important right now. Because they really want you to start taking some time for you. Action. My divine action incites love and harmony. I am aware of my thoughts and driven by positive forces. I listen to my heart. My desire to manifest light transforms tests into growth, challenge into opportunity, and fear into love. So by each action that you are now deciding to take is what's going to inspire you into becoming who, that you have been all along. And like I say, and I think that we find ourselves in so many situations that we forget to ask ourselves who it is that we want to become, and learn to ride the waves instead of, because a lot of times that we do say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? Why is this person this way? Why is that? And that's for you to, it's like I say all the time, we get to choose how we react to what's going on. But when we don't know any better, we don't know how to react other than to take it personally. And I think that once we start getting into that mindset of, these people are hurt, which is why they're hurting me. So do I decide to stay with this person and try and heal them? Because the only person that can heal them is them. You can take a step back and be there when they need you to be there, if that's what you choose to do. But Divine's asking you to go into solace for yourself right now. That by you choosing you is what is now going to heal you. And everyone who's in your energy will then start to see your healing, and then they can choose whether to heal themselves or to lovingly leave you behind. Because leaving you behind is what's going to help you step forward. Well, angels, Holy Spirit, what else do I need to hear, please, the collective? Okay. So we have patience. Now is the time to learn, study and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. So yeah, this is again, it's the same message all around, that they want in you now to learn about yourself. Like I say, whether it's learning something that you've been wanting to learn about, something that keeps coming up. Is there something that that you wanted to learn, whether that's ancient knowledge, whether that's knowledge about angels, whether that's knowledge about God, reading your Bible, whatever that is to you, or maybe it's just learning about yourself, learning who you are as a person before all this happened. Take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. So yeah, like I say, I think this is about you saying now, I've put in all that I can put in. I've done everything that I possibly can, and it's not for me anymore. So I'm going to lovingly, remove myself and become patient with myself and love myself. And I am grateful for who I have been and who I am becoming. I give love and gratitude for myself for how far I've come, because you have come a very long way. And, other people will see you changing and learning, and they will do the same. I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. So this, this could be either that you are going to become pregnant, you are pregnant with ideas, because like I said, this is, to me, is all about you speaking your truth. So maybe you have wanted to help and guide others and you've not known which step to take. Now they're saying to you that when you sit in that quiet time and you do allow the burden to be released, this is where you will find your true purpose, who you are. If you haven't already discovered that, I believe that you have discovered that, because I do believe that you have been healing and that you have been working on yourself. So, giving and receiving. The entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale, give, or only inhale, receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. So this is, like I said, one of my breathing techniques is I have my one hand on my heart, one hand on my tummy, and I breathe in. I do breathing exercises, and I breathe in for 4, I hold for 7, and I release for 8. And I do that, and I find that I get so settled. And then, like I say, all the answers come to me, like doing these reads. I'm called when to do the reads. I am asked to give the messages, You know, it's like I said, the cards falling down today was that nudge for me to, this is what the read was all about, and this, you know, and as you can see, this is the message that's been given all the way through, is from those two cards. And I think that when we start to breathe and relax and go with the flow, that the messages come really easily. That the messages don't feel like we have to go find them, because they're already there. They've already been there the whole time. We just need to learn to slow down, and the answers will come to us. You know, it's like I say, it's about inhaling deeply into your belly, dropping your shoulders. You know, it's about you making that choice, because you no longer need to live in the past. The past doesn't define you. You know, they're wanting you to write your next book. Always remember, life is like a book. Some chapters will break you. It's a clarification. Some chapters will break you, some will make you smile, and some will change you forever. But every page, good or bad, is part of the story that you make. That makes you who you are, sorry. So don't close the book too soon. Your best chapter is yet to come. So again, this is, like I said, this is about you now knowing that you can rewrite your story. This is about you being in a positive state now. And, you know, you have got this. You have got this. And I'm sending so much love to all of you. And I hope this message resonated today. Hopefully, if it did, I'd like you to leave a like or maybe even a comment. It's nice to see my fellow soul family out there. I'm grateful for your time if you've got this far. I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon or evening, depending when you receive this message. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye.